episode of Technology Repair with Avi I.T. Today we're going to be replacing a cracked screen on a laptop. So our first step is going to be making sure that the device is powered off. So I just turned this one off. Next, I am going to remove this. So this is actually a detachable laptop that you can use the top part as a tablet. So I'm going to hit this here to remove it and set the keyboard aside. You want to also make sure that you've unplugged anything that may be attached to your laptop or tablet. So what I'm going to do next is pry off the back so that we can unplug the screen from the computer. I'm going to start by prying here with cases. You may need to apply some heat in order to take off the back. So with some heat, I was able to get in. I did use a knife. And so now I'm just going to pry the rest of this off. So that may take a little bit of force and a little bit of time, but you will eventually pull it apart. And now we will just need to unplug the wire. So it's actually cased behind this little piece of tape here. I'm actually going to use a pair of tweezers to remove this to make sure that I'm not damaging anything else. Alright, so I've removed the piece of tape and it's now time for me to take out these wires. I'm also going to use tweezers for this as well. Alright, so it is now time for the fun part. You are going to need to unscrew every single screw because these are what hold the actual computer components to the screen. So to help you, it may be a good idea to look at the screen, the new one, and find out where the screws are that you're going to need to unscrew. I've already started and I've got my screw sitting on a magnet. So let me finish this up. While unscrewing, you want to make sure that you're very careful, and there are some parts that sometimes hide secret screws, like there's a secret screw here, and so you just want to be very careful that you don't mess with the LCD, which is on the other side of this, because we're going to need that. So in my case, there was an extra screw holding down the LCD. If you have everything unscrewed, do a double check. Make sure you actually have everything unscrewed, and then you can start to pry this off of the damaged screen. So this is where your safety gloves come in handy. You're going to need to carefully remove everything from the screen, and of course there is cracked glass, so let's go ahead and do that. So with the LCD and the rest of the computer removed, make sure you do not touch this because you don't want to get fingerprints there. If you do, just take a microfiber towel and wipe it off. Alright, so it is now time for the fun part. You're going to need to place your LCD and the rest of the computer on top of your new screen. So I'd recommend keeping some bubble wrap underneath of the screen part just to make sure that you don't crack the new screen. So don't forget to take off the interior plastic wrap. Alright, so once you've got this laid back into place, you're going to want to insert the ribbon cables and make sure that you loop them through if your device needs that. Once you've got that going, you're going to screw everything back into place and then pop the back on. Alright, so I've finally screwed everything in, and it's now just time to pop the back on. Alright, so now we're just going to plug it in, make sure everything's working properly. It turns on.